Hello viewers, Flash Motorsport here and welcome to Assetto Corsa Competizione and the new Nürburgring. We're gonna have a little slow lap around the track. Let's just have a look at how beautiful this new DLC looks. And we're also gonna compare it to Forza's Nürburgring as well. Gonna follow around in the car. Now I didn't realize when I chose this car that Forza didn't have the GTR, so we was in the Porsche and the Forza. So having a lap last night, having a look around to see what's new, what's changed, and the attention to detail. Now the attention to detail is absolutely amazing. I cannot believe it. I mean, you're looking down here now, the track, new tarmac, the white lines are not perfectly like painted white lines where you expect just a ribbon. You see each individual gap where the paint has seeped into the cracks of the tarmac and things like that. The curbs, if you look at the curbs slowly, they're individual bits of curb rather than one slab like you will get in Forza. It's absolutely beautiful. Compare this to Forza, you get this. Now, Forza looks very barren. Is it safe to say? Is it all very dead? It looks like, you know, 1 minute you're in paradise in Avatar, the next minute you're on a scene from Mad Max. You know, it looks so dry and dead. I mean, they're both at the same times of the year, both noon, 12 o'clock, midday, both on maximum graphics, and it's just astounding at how different they are. I mean, even the sky looks so much prettier, the track looks prettier, the car looks prettier, as well as all the foliage around it. The stands and the people. Also, I seem to feel when you're going out of this GP part of the circuit and you're going onto the main stretch, I find that it feels far more populated and busier than it would do in Forza. Now you see that QR code in front. There's a few of them dotted around the track on the TV screens. Now I got curious and obviously wanted to check what the QR code was. And the QR code sends you to their announcement of Assetto Corsa Evo, which should be coming out relatively soon, although I did not see a date mentioned. Coming around the first corner of the Nürburgring, this is what I mean about it looking more populated. Yes, they are both populated, but this feels more alive on Assetto Corsa than it does on Forza. And again, the grass is greener, the track is not so deserty, you know. I understand it's had new tarmac and everything looks a lot cleaner and refreshed, but the old track with the color lighting and the grading and everything on it, it does look quite barren. I know I've mentioned it a few times, but again, you look at the trees coming around the track. Some of the trees have been trimmed, cut, moved back and things like that, where in Forza that is not the case. It's like they're using an older model. Or the trees are quite barren in the shape and style they are. They just look cheap. It's the best way of putting it. Now, I don't mean to bash Forza here, nothing like that. That is not my intention. I'm comparing game to game as well as the dates they were released. I mean, Nürburgring here on Forza was only released a few weeks ago, a month ago, is it? Something like that. Whereas Nürburgring's just come out on ACC. But the differences in the two is substantial. I understand they are two different games and they're both using two very different game engines. Assetto Corsa Competizione uses Unreal and Forza uses their in-house game engine. Yes, they are totally different, but not to the level of the way you see how dead the area looks. You know, the crowd in the place, the curbs, the tarmac, the railings, the fence, even to the outer landscapes of the track, they are vastly different. This new tarmac though is very grippy, it sticks quite well and the cars drive lovely across it. In Forza it was a bit different. Obviously the track is the older model of track, so the tarmac, there's graffiti on it and things like that, which is totally different. I understand as well the Nürburgring had their curbs painted, which you can see as well on Assetto Corsa Competizione. I just think, if you know, we're strolling down here now and it's so photorealistic. You know, if I take away the hood and everything like that, it's going to be so hard to tell whether we're actually following a real life GT3 car or we're in a game simulation. It really is a work of art what they've done here, and I've got to give them the credit where credit's due on it. It looks absolutely incredible. You can see a few marks on the sand track. Now I was curious at the sand track here. I was looking if some of the marks are copied marks, but they're not. But look at the curb on the right hand side. There's a drain inside the curb. Each of the steps of the curb themselves are individual steps. There's drains going through the curbs on the right hand side, and it does look like a drain with a hole in it. And there's the go. See the white curb? Looks like it's been painted. There are tyre marks on it, as well as its individual blocks, where in Forza it's a slab. Looking at the concrete curb before the grass on the right hand side, there's drainage through it. The marshals behind the fence line of the track are carrying flags. They also have a portaloo next to them, obviously for bathroom usage. You don't see that in Forza, and it's those little attentions, the details that oddly enough I see and find and go, that's quite interesting to place in within the game. It's those little things. Look at this sign on the right hand side coming up now saying danger motorbikes. That's not in Forza either. Look, I'll show you now. There's no sign saying danger motorbikes to your right hand side. As we come up the hill, okay, there's flags to our left hand side. We don't have that in Assetto Corsa. The Yokohama sign is also prevalent in both of the games themselves. Again, like I say, they both come out at relatively the same time. Forza obviously haven't updated what they had on file, whereas Assetto Corsa have massively worked upon this level itself. I mean, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and if you're enjoying what you're seeing here, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I have to be honest, there's not really much more I can pick on between the two. They are very different, obviously. SCC looks absolutely incredible. I'm absolutely flabbergasted by it. It's stunning. But Forza also is using an older render of the track, whilst also having a totally different engine. So I can understand to an extent why it doesn't look anywhere near as good as this. I mean, ACC is laser scanned, and you can even see where they've retargeted different sections of the track. Those kind of differences is really what makes the game more heartful, I have to say. Like I say, I know I've pointed out curbs, portaloo, trees, you know, things that really just do not matter, you know, in the grand scheme of a racing game. But it's those little touches that Forza is massively missing as well in a lot of places, that I feel that it feels empty. It's crazy how a portaloo, or the way a curb's designed, or a way a tree is cut, can create a different sense of feeling whilst driving down this road. I mean, a lot of people may disagree with me and say, Flash, you're full of crap. And a lot of people may agree with me and say, you know what? Those are the little touches that make the world of difference. And to me, it's those little touches that make a world of difference. You know, I love graphics. I'm a graphics snob. And I think when someone's gone out there and made something as beautiful as this, it needs to be acknowledged. I'm not, again, saying that Forza looks terrible or anything like that. They are on totally different engines, and as a PC gamer, I totally understand that. So, I can see the indifferences in it. But it's the little touches that I'm seeing that make the difference. You know, even if the graphics were as they are now on Forza, but the marshals were there, the crowd looked more dense, more realistic. The trees looked a little bit better, because that's only an asset. You know, there was a portaloo next to a marshal. You know, things like that, making it more interesting, making it so a viewer who can come down here like we are now, you don't have to come down here flat out, taking a nice little stroll down the ring, peace and quiet, and you can just take in the breathtaking scenery, the breathtaking views, the gorgeous sunshine that's coming onto the car, and even down to the shadows of the car. They are absolutely sublime. But it's things like that that you can just take a nice peaceful drive and relax, where in Forza it just looks barren and old and dirty. Again, like I say, I'm not hating on Forza. I massively enjoy Forza. I think it's an absolutely brilliant game. It's the little touches that is what is missing. Before I bore you all to the Shadow Realm, let's go on and do a lap of this track It's not the fastest lap in the world. It's just a competitive lap-ish, and I make a few mistakes here and there. It's been a while since I played ACC, as well as drove a GT3 car in Forza. But before we get there again, I would like to thank my member of the channel, Andy Good Guitar. Their preferred car is the MG, and their favorite track is Silverstone. Again, I'd like to say this is not a fastest lap on record. I did probably set the slowest lap on record on the little stroll around, but just more for fun, see what the track is like, and comparing the two driving aspects of the game. Hope you enjoyed the race. I shall see you all next time.